Welcome to the Explainer. We are jumping right into an absolute mammoth of a sporting event today. In 2026, the FIFA World Cup isn't just making a comeback, it's practically taking over an entire continent. We're going to break down the structural changes, the latest announcements, and the hard data from our sources to show you exactly why this upcoming tournament is both a giant logistical puzzle and a true triple nation spectacle. Buckle up, because we're looking at the massive scale of the beautiful game's next big evolution.
Okay, let's dive into this. The official sources are literally calling this the biggest FIFA World Cup ever. And listen, that's not just marketing hype or some snappy slogan to sell tickets. It is a literal, mathematical fact. We're talking about a monumental, game-changing shift in how this tournament is structured, the sheer distance it covers, and the incredible volume of matches fans are going to get to experience firsthand. It's completely unprecedented.
So, moving right into our first topic, 3 historic host nations, a first in football history. The United States, Canada, and Mexico. For the very first time in history, the World Cup is being hosted by a triumvirate of 3 nations. Just think about the sheer logistical footprint of that for a second. We're talking about a tournament stretched out across millions of square miles. These teams are going to have to navigate everything from the thin, high-altitude air of Mexico City to the absolute sweltering heat down in Texas, all the way up to the temperate coastal zones of Canada. It's a massive geographic challenge, right? It's absolutely going to test the players' travel endurance just as much as their actual skills on the pitch.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is our next section, a record-breaking new format, looking at the math of the game.
48 teams. That is a massive 50% expansion from the traditional 32-team structure we've known for decades. This completely, totally alters the power balance of the group stages. Confederations in Africa and Asia are getting significantly more representation now. And what does that mean? Well, it means those historically dominant European and South American squads are going to be facing fresh tactical styles and arguably much hungrier opponents right out of the gate.
And here's the crazy part. When you expand the field to 48 teams, the math just explodes to an incredible 104 matches. That is practically an entire domestic league season crammed into a single international tournament. It's a nonstop feast of football. If you're a diehard fan planning to catch every single game, you're definitely going to need a second screen, a steady supply of coffee, and honestly, a really understanding boss. The sheer volume of action here is unlike anything we've ever seen.
Let's shift the focus to the timeline with key tournament dates for an unforgettable month of action.
The tournament kicks off on June 11th, 2026, and pushes all the way to the final match on July 19th. That is essentially a 39-day gauntlet. Surviving this stretch is going to require unprecedented squad depth and stamina from whoever ends up winning. With all that added travel across multiple North American time zones, plus the sheer number of games to play, this tournament really transforms into a grueling battle of physical attrition just as much as tactical skill.
Which brings us to the ultimate question. Who will claim glory? The titans of the sport.
Will it be Argentina, fiercely defending their crown and looking to cement a true modern dynasty? How about France, wielding that relentless, seemingly endless talent pipeline they've been building over the last decade? Or maybe Brazil, absolutely desperate to end a 2-decade World Cup drought and bring the trophy back to its spiritual home? These are the named heavyweights, guys, but as we've just seen, their path to the final is harder than it's ever been.
Or will a new champion emerge from the total chaos of a 48-team bracket? The door is wider open than ever for a rising nation to shock the traditional powerhouses and totally rewrite history. So, what do you think? I would love to hear your predictions on who will survive this continental gauntlet, so definitely drop a comment below and make sure to follow for more updates. Thanks for exploring the data with me on this explainer today, and keep learning.